next? The recent discovery to be powerful, it defies belief. Coming the number. Okay, so here we go. I'm trying to think. So that was good, and they brought up a lot of information on that. There we go. Non-medicine hospital. Not spelling right. Oh, you're supposed to be space. Bear with me. It's a non-medicine hospital. I have links in my channel if I have to. Ah, there it is.
She's fully conscious. She believes in the process that's about to happen.
Okay, so he's going to explain something really powerful.
Her body, at one point, it made sense to undergo a process. Now, I'd like to share this. I'd like to describe it to you as a very potent example of how the
This is an ancient text, and they did this in a non-medicine hospital, and they do it worldwide now. They're aware of it.
So in the video documentation, the film shows a woman lying on in a hospital room. She's fully awake. She's fully conscious. She believes in the process that's about to happen. Before her, there is an ultrasound technician who is running an ultrasound wand over her lower abdomen that we can see on a split screen television. And on the left-hand side of the screen, they do a snapshot, a freeze frame of an instant in time for reference. So we can see what her condition looked like in that instant in time.
Bladder cancer, tumor type, to my knowledge. Might have just been bladder cancer. To my knowledge, it was, they did stuff with tumors too, so I've heard different healings.
And what they do is they begin to chant a word that to them, they've agreed upon, that reinforces the feeling within them that she's already healed. The chant essentially says already healed, already done.
Look at that. It's healing on the right side. This is a monitor, ultrasound type monitoring, showing that the disease is healing because of their focus. Non-medicine. Less than 3 minutes.
It's not like time lapse on the documentary where you see a rose unfold in 30 seconds and something that normally takes days. This literally happened in less than 3 minutes.
It happened less than 3 minutes. It's not a fake visual issue. It really occurred. People did this with calling rain. They did this with praying for things to show up. Miracles happen through that focus.
Feeling of what it feels like to be in the presence of a woman who is already healed, fully enabled, fully capacitated. They were not seeing her as a woman who was sick, and they weren't saying, bad cancer, you've got to go away.
Yeah, they weren't judging the disease. They weren't thinking, oh, you're bad cancer that's in her, you're evil, you're this. No, they focused on, this woman is healed. They didn't recognize any badness of the situation. They just focused, shape into this. You were this other way, now be this way. They weren't judging what the way it was. It's just saying, well, we want you to be this way now, so become this way because this is the way you want to be. This is the way the woman wanted because it made her feel healthy. And so when you do that for people and you focus in that focus, powerful.
Supported by others in the things that we believe in and in the things that we choose to accomplish. So while she probably could have had this feeling and done it herself, having these three practitioners work with her was the threshold that it took for her body to respond. All they were doing was having the feeling as if she were already healed, and in less than 3 minutes her body responded. What Western physics now is beginning to tell us is that the same energy, the same field that led to the healing in this woman's body also leads to peace between nations. It's the same thing, different scale, same principle. And I've been involved in experiments where hundreds of thousands of people joined together through the World Wide Web. We were coordinated on the internet at a given hour of time, a window of time, when we were trained to feel the feelings of peace in our bodies during that time. And when we did that, statistically, what happened in events around the world, there were wartime events. There were bombings, aerial bombings in Iraq that were scheduled, that were reversed during the window of time when this prayer was happening. Crimes against people declined. Emergency hospital room visits declined. There was a computer research project at Princeton University that was able to document the field of consciousness on a global level while these prayers were going on, and they saw a little glitch, a glyph on the screen indicating that consciousness was responding.
Human resonance.
Hundreds of thousands of people feeling the feeling of peace in the moment that it was occurring. And what this tells us is that the field...
Boom, we are now healed.
Measurable field. You can pick it up with equipment that can be measured.
That's how it works.
On the computer screen. This was part of the research project at Princeton University that was called the Global Consciousness Project. So the field is real. It's out there. And it responds to us in ways now that we're only beginning to understand. Even more recently, research has been done by the scientist Masaru Emoto.
There we go. Ha ha ha.
Between human emotions.
I showed you that earlier.
It's showing this relationship even more poignantly. What has happened is that these scientists, this particular research project, has discovered that droplets of water that make up over 70% of our world anyway, and 70% of our bodies, that these droplets of water respond to human emotion, whether it is felt in the body or as it is actually written on labels that are placed on the vials of water, and the emotion of the researcher as the labels are being written and placed onto those vials. The vials are then frozen for a specific period of time, removed
29, 30 days.
From the freezing process.
Normal study
and
time frame.
As they begin to thaw, they crystallize. And the crystals are...
It's always a month time frame or a little less.
With the emotion. For example, they've taken water, highly polluted, highly toxic water.
You can actually do it in 3 days, less than 3 days.
Dams in the center of Japan. This water has never been known to crystallize. They just can't get it to crystallize. And when you look at it under a microscope, what you see, it's a very muddy, very nebulous form. There's no symmetry. There's no crystalline structure whatsoever before the emotions are in place. After the emotions are there, for example, when 500 people pray over some of this most polluted water, the before image shows the water in its toxic state. The after image of the same water.
Boom.
This water beautifully formed, beautifully clear, beautifully crystalline, perfectly symmetrical, purely from the result of human emotion interacting and human feeling interacting with this field of water. Some of the other research has shown families where children and their parents have encircled a vial of water in a room that has never been found to crystallize. Again, some of the very highly polluted and toxic water.
Boom.
And what they do, they make a game out of it. The children, they send love to the water. They say, we love you, water. We appreciate you, water. Thank you, water, for what you bring to our world and our lives. And in that innocence, they are eliciting these genuine
childlike healing.
And as the research continues, it is precisely these
come like a little child,
water that have received this kind of energy from
full faith and belief, and miracles will happen.
It's called prayer. That the water begins to crystallize into beautiful, symmetrical, very clear forms, showing once again that there's a direct effect between what we feel in our bodies and what's happening in the world beyond our bodies. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, very poignant example of how each of us has an opportunity to participate, not to control and manipulate, but rather participate in the events of our world, the events of our lives, our families, our communities, and our bodies through the field that links all in creation.
Yep, that's it. There you go. So that was that. Now I can't think of anything else I would want to associate or bring up. Oh, that's right. So I'm gonna go to my videos. Well, I watch videos for research and information. This is a good show, Breakthrough. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you the trailers of each one, just so that you can know what each one is about. So again, this is probably going to be a broken different parts of this connection of what I'm talking about here. I'm not sure how I'm going to label it, but we'll figure it out. I don't really label anything personally. I don't believe in labels, but for video sentence name or for what these combination of videos are, I'll try to break them down.
Rise and shine. Breakfast is ready in 10 minutes. And don't make me come back up there.
This is what it's about. So this is based off of a true story.
It's a close-knit community. The kind of place where everyone
I think it happened in 2014.
And we're always there for each other.
Nice, Pastor. What do you guys have on for the rest of the day?
Well, Ron has a basketball game.
Yeah, I've seen this guy hoop it up around here. This kid is so lit. Extra mom tomorrow, when where to pick you up.
He's also in, the dad is also in,
Get off the ice! We're training for the Olympics, sir!
The Secret Dare to Dream. The father in this, that is the foster father of the boy. And if I didn't have the video right, I apologize as long as you heard it. So she prayed with her whole heart, and he came back.
Underwater is continuing to fight for his life.
He was declared dead, but then he was provided.
He is a fighter, so I need you to be the best for Dylan, and you just let God do the rest. You are my pride and joy. I can't wait to see you shoot those baskets and run up and down the court again.
My family asked for one thing. Please pray for John.
In the water that day, I was ready to give up, but then I hear this voice telling me to come back. Either I'm nuts or God's talking to you, but I don't believe in God.
There you go. You'll have to believe in an energy to know that there's something going on.
Did you see the face-to-face? It's going viral.
Boom!
We're not going to get through this alone. Whatever you have for me, so long, so tall.
Sorry, it's making me cry. Okay, it's one of my favorite shows. Ooh, still cry because I have a good heart about those kind of things. And there's other stuff like Heaven is for Real and others that I would also recommend because they show that there's more to life than what we've been told. There is another form of being that we're meant to be part of, that we're always part of. So another is there. Oh, here we go. So this one right now to rent, I would recommend to wait until you can buy it. But if you want to rent it, rent it. You know, it is $20 to rent, and it's because it's as if it's in movie theater style. But here's the trailer for this one. And again, the dad that was in Breakthrough is in this one, and then Katie Holmes is in this one as well.
A very lucky girl.
Miranda Wells, will you marry me?
Not many men would be willing to
And
take on somebody
people recognize
with baggage. I mean, 3 kids, a mountain of debt.
worldwide best-selling book, The Secret.
She's at work right now. You can leave with me. I'm her son.
I'm afraid this comes with a little bit of an explanation.
Weather guy says it's gonna miss us, but
You've never been too careful. No matter how bad things are, they can always get worse. Mom!
Focus on the fact that they get better, and they'll get better. Focusing on that they get worse doesn't mean it's bad. It means that your focus brought you to help you make things better.
Why is it taking about 2 days already to come over to fix it?
You're letting him follow us home. You go down here looking for her, and she runs into you. It's pretty weird.
is it? Your thoughts attract them with a force that you cannot see, but is definitely real.
Okay. This is me thinking about pizza.
Don't look at me.
That actually happened in the show. He actually thought about pizza,
Yeah, right.
and then it was provided to him.
I'm open to the possibility that whatever happens,
Oh my god.
even the bad stuff, can lead to better things.
I can't afford a new roof.
Let me help.
Why are you helping me?
Because I can.
We can.
How do you know Miranda? Don't really. Why are you fixing a roof?
I just don't
He
want
chose to.
blow this. She doesn't want that. Not like Dad.
All your dad ever wanted was for you to be happy.
How would you know that?
What are you doing right now?
Taking in this gorgeous sunset.
I don't understand what's happening here.
I think you and I collided for a reason.
What's it say?
One fine day.
Mom, what happened to the bumper? Carla? Or maybe it's just a lousy driver.
It's a better day coming.
There you go. So that one's good. And that one's a really good show. There's other shows that you can actually, so you can manifest better prices, better things to show up. Believe that things will show up that are needed, and it'll either come in as a free thing. If you're concerned about affordability, something will come in place to make it so that it's affordable, or you'll just find certain things, especially the big things that would usually cost the most. You'll get the one thing that you needed the most that usually is what would offset the cost the most. And it's pretty impressive, the miracles that show up when you start believing miracles exist and that you are a miracle yourself. Because once you understand that you're a miracle, then having miracles happen to you isn't a big deal because you are a miracle in itself. So you being a miracle, like attracts like. So since you are a miracle, then you become attracted to other miracles. And miracles attract to you because you are a miracle. You need to start saying and seeing yourself as that miracle self because you are that miracle self. Now again, I do a lot of research to help people, and a lot of my information, some of it is supernatural, some of it's spiritual, some of it comes off fearful or fun, and some is just, it's just the way that it is. So let's go. This is another show I like. This one and these three are good. I like this one too. The dog, the steering purpose. The shack has a lot of good information, but we're going to talk about this one. This one's huge. This information is important. Oh. So I could buy a digital form of it right now. Okay. Facing the giants.
I'm not saying he's not a good man. I'm saying he's not a good coach. Just look at the facts. We need new leadership.
It died again.
There are thousands of couples who are unable to have children. I feel like there are giants of fear and failure staring down at me, waiting to crush me. I'm tired of being afraid. What's the purpose of this thing? We win ball games? Winning football games is too small a thing to live for. We're not here just to get forward, make money, and die. So I'm here to present you a new team philosophy. We need to give God our best in every area, and if we win, we praise Him. And if we lose, we praise Him. What are you doing? This program's going in the tank. You got a chance, man. Coach, I'm going. Now is when you leave. Right now!
Give your energy to the creation that exists, whatever it is that exists. Whether it's God or whatever you want to define it as. God is just the universe, and the universe is God connection. So there you go.
You can't win football games if you don't play together as a team. We got the toughest schedule we ever had and less talent than we ever had. I want you to remember that you held nothing back. You did not lose heart. You did not stop fighting. You did not quit. Facing the giants. I can't believe what I just seen. I cannot believe what I just seen.
Okay, so there's that. So that's that. Now, what's next? Let's do War Room. War Room is the other that I recommend to be aware of the full heart power of this. So this is the religious way to focus on things. And these are the movies connected to it.
Jump rope routine's really good. I just got a notification that you moved money from our savings to your checking account.
Can we talk about this later? You must be the real estate agent. Well, it's something to meet you. Let me show you the house. This is my favorite place in this house. I call it my war room. You wrote prayers for each area of your life. Prayer strategy.
Prayer strategy.
Tom, you should go see your practice tomorrow.
I'm out of town this week.
When were you going to tell me?
I just did. Johnny, how's my favorite rep? Real night joke.
I wish I lived at your house. Whenever my parents are together, just fight.
Dude, I can't get a pass from you. It'd be easier to baptize a cat. I just need you to blow off a little stink today.
There's one thing we do well. It's fight. You do not want World War III to break out in your home. No, I don't. Just because you argue a lot doesn't mean that you fight well. You got to plead with God so that He can do what only He can do. Then you got to get out of the way and let Him do it. You need to do
This is about the meditation focus in a religious format for those of you that are believe in your religion. It's the focus of your belief that you have a powerful protector helping you and guiding you and providing you.
It's time for you to take off the gloves and fight for your marriage.
Keep fighting it. Lord, we need an army of believers. Lord, call us to battle. Praise the Lord, Lord, praise
That lady, that older lady in the show, the actress that plays, oh wow, she is a Jesus-loving individual. I'll tell you that much. She's very powerful with her focus of heart. She fights for what she feels is right with her heart, not with causing harm, but with love and vigor and strength. It makes you go, wow, I want to be like that when I'm that age. And it makes you feel like you want to do that. Well, start doing a prayer strategy list. Put what you want in every area of your life of how you'll be in that form of life, and you're good to go. Okay, so I also like woodlawn, coming together and things like that. Fireproof is good for marriage connection, of fighting for your partner. Don't giving up on each other. If you feel like you gave up. And it also talks about the fact that it's okay if you felt you did, but once you have what you realize is needed, then you can do what you can with what you can do now. Not what you did in the past or what experiences or relationships you had in the past. That doesn't matter. Courageous is another one that talks about for men being fathers and standing up for what's right. I'm not really into all this other stuff, but where there is light, there is darkness that tries to get people to focus on things that don't need to be focused on. So I'm just letting you be aware there are shows out there trying to get us to hate each other or to go against each other and to fight against each other rather than to love and be there for each other. Now, I'm just showing you stuff that I have on my wall of focuses of hope. There's reasons for those focuses and those desires. And yes, I do have that up. A brother gave that to me at one time and I really liked it. And I don't even know if he knows I still chose to keep it up. Just because of the colors that are with that picture actually are vibrational colors of the field. And I don't think I don't know if he knew about vibrational knowledge there, about religious stuff, of their belief systems. He's never really knew about the understanding of other sciences. Maybe he knew about it, but it doesn't mean he believed or followed the understanding of it. He sees it differently, from what I've heard from him, or what he's admitted around me. When he's chosen to be around me and talk to me. So here we go. So this is my strategy list in a spiritual way that I started my journey off. I still keep it there because I do believe that you bless grace for everybody. Grace is divine intervention. So whatever form of deity or religious creator is, that is what will help you. So you don't need to know who it's helping you. You just need to know that it's there for you. That it's going to inspire you. And that as long as you follow your heart and care about others, you're going to be led to the right direction. And we all will. So I have a picture of wolf. Magnet because I got some hair from a wolf that's in a wolf sanctuary, I think in Alaska or somewhere. And it's kind of cool. Might be Wisconsin, but I think it was Alaska. For some reason, I keep having this feeling or thought about Wisconsin. I don't know what that means, but something about Wisconsin has been getting me a lot, and I think it has to deal with the 2012 movie, which is connected to what we've dealt with a lot, the shift and the change. People think it's for next year for the shift and the change, but some people feel that it's happening this year, or it's going to happen a year earlier because of all the things that we've already seen or witnessed or pushed and hope. So people are manifesting it a year earlier because of the calamities and issues, but it's also prophesied that this probably is the time. So I'm thinking that it is, but even if it isn't, it would be after next year at the latest. But it feels like it's this year, and people are noticing that it is. There's a lot of change, and we're seeing a lot of purple showing up in a lot of our violet, purple, and purple shades are showing up in pictures more, and people are noticing the violet in the background of things and as part of things and within things. It's becoming part of the vibration of everything. And then everybody's starting to see the field, which is a yellow vibration connection, which is abundance or God realm of that's why it's heaven is paved with gold. Showing that gold picture, roads of gold and things like that. But basically, our world is becoming more the high vibrational stuff. And so all the things that used to be considered pushing towards things that are secret, things that people are talking about that they say is evil or has been secretly a front for evil things. We don't need to judge the evil things. We can correct that. What do you want to see it as? What do you want the theme park to be as now? What do you want the vibration to be noticed as? What is it you want it to be recognized and saw as? You can look at someone and see them as an evil individual or a secret perv when really they may not be. And when you focus on people being something that they aren't, you can damage you. But even if they were, focus on what you want to see what the representation is to change it to a better representation than it was originally made as. Make it a new form of representation and your life will change. But yeah, they're in all backgrounds of pictures and of different things that you have around you. People are starting to see that there is purple hues everywhere showing up. Just out of nowhere, where there wasn't purple hues before, there's purple hues being seen. And it's a light wave of purple. And I'm seeing it on this too. It's very, those who have open eyes of the frequency change are seeing the purple hues. They're there amongst the other colors. But it's like it's so light, but so easily popping out more in everything. And it wasn't there before. But it always was there before. It's just now we're seeing it more. We're being drawn to it. And it's not just the purple hues, it's the light blue hues.